disappearing act, the business of vanishing in Japan. Have you ever fantasized about dropping everything and disappearing? Just poof, gone. No more awkward work parties, no more explaining to your aunt why you're still single, just blissful anonymity. Well, in Japan, there are companies that can make that fantasy a reality. They're called night moving services, and for a fee, they'll help you vanish without a trace. Now, before you start packing your go bag, it's important to understand that this isn't just some quirky cultural phenomenon. The reasons people disappear are complex and often heartbreaking, ranging from crushing debt to abusive relationships. But the fact that a for-profit industry exists to aid in this kind of escape raises a whole host of questions. Are these companies exploiting vulnerable people, or are they providing a vital service in a society where shame and societal pressure can be suffocating? Buckle up, because things are about to get weird, ethically murky, and surprisingly moving. Gone without a trace. Why disappear? Let's be honest, the allure of disappearing is something most of us have probably toyed with at some point. That fantasy of starting over, shedding your old skin, and reinventing yourself, it's practically a cinematic trope. But in Japan, disappearing isn't just a Hollywood plot device, it's a cultural phenomenon known as Jouhatsu. Now, you might be thinking, isn't running away a bit extreme? And you wouldn't be wrong. But before you judge, consider this. Japan has a deeply ingrained culture of shame and social conformity. The pressure to conform, to succeed, to not be a burden can be absolutely crushing. For some, disappearing isn't about escaping responsibility, it's about escaping unbearable pressure, toxic relationships, or crippling debt. Imagine feeling so trapped, so desperate that vanishing feels like the only way out. That's the reality for many who choose this path. Fading to black the services of night movers. So how does one simply disappear in this day and age? Well, that's where these night-moving companies come in. Think of them as the ultimate escape artists, offering a menu of services designed to erase your past and give you a fresh start. Need to vanish overnight? No problem. They'll whisk you away to a new location, often a cramped, anonymous apartment far from your old life. They can dispose of your belongings, cut off contact with your family and friends, and even create a false trail to throw off anyone who might be looking for you. But it's not just about logistics. These companies also provide emotional support. Imagine the sheer terror and isolation of cutting yourself off from everything you know. These companies offer counseling, guidance, and even job placement services to help their clients navigate their new anonymous lives. Chapter 3. The Vanishing Experts, a look at the industry. Now, you might be wondering, who are these shadowy figures facilitating these disappearances? Well, the industry itself is shrouded in secrecy, operating in a legal and ethical grey area. Some companies are small, family-run affairs, while others are surprisingly sophisticated operations with extensive networks and resources. One of the most well-known companies is called The Exit. No, it's not a death metal band, though the name is fittingly dramatic, and they claim to have helped thousands of people disappear, offering everything from basic relocation services to complete identity overhauls. But here's where things get really interesting. These companies aren't just helping people disappear from their problems, they're also helping people disappear from the public eye. Celebrities, politicians, even high-profile criminals have reportedly used their services to escape scandals, legal troubles, or just the relentless glare of the spotlight. Chapter 4. The Moral Maze, Ethical and Legal Quandaries. Now, before you decide to disappear and start your new life as a goat herder in the Alps, no judgment, let's talk about the giant ethical elephant in the room. On the one hand, you have people trapped in desperate situations, seeking a way out. On the other hand, you have companies profiting from their desperation, potentially enabling harmful behavior and undermining the law. Is it right for a company to help someone disappear if they're fleeing legal or financial obligations? What about the families left behind, often with no explanation for their loved one's sudden disappearance? The lack of regulation in this industry creates a breeding ground for exploitation and abuse, and then there's the issue of privacy. These companies have access to incredibly sensitive information, addresses, financial records, personal histories. What's to stop them from misusing that information or handing it over to the wrong people? The potential for harm is huge. Chapter 5. Lost and Found. a story of Jouhatsu. The story of Aiko, not her real name obviously, illustrates the complexities of Jouhatsu. A victim of domestic abuse, Aiko felt trapped. The police were unhelpful, and her family, bound by cultural norms, encouraged her to stay silent. Desperate, she contacted a night-moving service. One night, while her husband was at work, they moved her to a small town hundreds of miles away. She started working at a local bakery, slowly rebuilding her life under a new identity. Years later, she remains off the grid, her whereabouts unknown to her former life. Was it the right decision? Was it ethical? It's impossible to say for sure, but Aiko's story, and countless others like it, highlight the very real human cost of societal pressures and the desperate measures some feel forced to take to escape. Outro fading out, the lingering questions of vanishing. So, there you have it, a glimpse into the shadowy world of Jouhatsu. It's a world of moral ambiguity where the lines between right and wrong are blurred, and the human need for escape collides with the potential for exploitation. It's easy to judge those who choose to disappear, but the reality is, we never truly know the battles someone might be fighting. The next time you see a news report about a missing person or find yourself daydreaming about starting a new life, remember the complexities of Jouhatsu. It's a stark reminder that sometimes the most baffling human behaviors are driven by the most basic human needs, the need for safety, for freedom, and for a chance to start again. Thanks for watching. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating insights.